This feels like a cruel, cruel joke. Years before I met my husband, I was in such a toxic, abusive relationship that almost ended my life. I spent years in therapy, bettering myself, figuring out why I accepted that type of love. I stayed single for years, and once I started dating, I made sure to keep an eye out on all red flags. Heck, I even took things slowly when there was nothing but green flags. Thanks to my ex, I was familiar with love bombing. I met my husband at a work event, and things just fell into place. I opened up and explained my past trauma, and let him know that if we were going to date, that it would require a slow pace and patience. I won't say that he was perfect, but he was always kind, compassionate, and cared. We dated for about 5 years, engaged for 1, and married for a little over 3 years now. We recently bought our second home together. We both got promotions at work, so we sat down and talked about kids. He wanted a big family, and I only wanted 1 or 2. We agreed on 2 and started trying. It didn't take long, and here I am 6 months pregnant, still working, have swollen ankles and a back that won't stop aching. Other than that, I've been very happy and have what I thought was a supportive husband. 3 weeks ago, I found out that he was having an emotional affair, and honestly, probably a physical one. When confronted with the evidence, he admitted to not being attracted to me while pregnant. I'm wrecked. I haven't gained unnecessary weight. I still take care of myself, even with the morning sickness that hasn't gone away. He's not sorry about it, but he told me that I was being overdramatic when I cried. He is staying with his family until he can find a home to rent. He doesn't want to get a divorce. He said after the pregnancy is over, we can go to therapy and fix things. I don't want to. I cannot physically look this man in the eye anymore without feeling disgust. I have a text from him saying that he's my only option, because no man wants to date a single mom. I'll be talking to a lawyer and figuring out how to divorce him. I just wanted to vent into the void today. For now, I'm going to DoorDash some nuggets and a Frosty from Wendy's, and be okay if I gain 5 pounds from it. The poster provided an update. I was told I'm not allowed to change the locks due to it being his home as well, and he came over last night knowing there wasn't crap I could do to prevent it. Thankfully, he only grabbed some personal belongings, threatened to take the dogs. He did not. And let me know he emptied our shared account. Part of me rolled my eyes and figured he wasn't dumb enough to do that, and the other part made me make a mental note to check it once he left. Sure enough, our account has maybe $5 in it. He did a transfer, which I'll be calling the bank about and speaking to an attorney this afternoon. Thankfully, my dad taught me you don't fully mix finances, so my savings wasn't capable of being touched. And while it's not a lot, it's enough to pay for the fees over the next few weeks. I don't have any family left, so I think he's doing a power play to make me feel like I'm alone and need him, when in all reality it's lit a fire under my ass that I don't want or need such a garbage person in my life. Next story. A little over 2 months ago, my husband was killed in a terrible accident. He was cut off by another driver and crashed his motorcycle in a busy intersection. He may have been alive for a little while, but from what I understand, he was already gone, though emergency medical services did try to save him. It was a violent and terrible way to die. The girl who hit him was trying to beat a red light and claims she didn't see him in time to stop. Her story doesn't exactly jive, and I think she actually saw him, but tried to beat him even though he had right of way. It's been a terrible time dealing with the aftermath of all this. He had only a small life insurance policy, and it's not going to cover much. We had a house together, and the mortgage is more than I can handle alone. I'm probably going to lose almost everything as a result of this accident. About 2 weeks after the accident, I was going through emails to see what bills needed to be paid and what all his creditors are. We didn't share finances aside from the mortgage, and I was okay with that as we had both been burned financially in previous relationships. It was then I found out he had cheated on me. I was so surprised, I thought we were soulmates, and I was so happy with him. I just did everything for him, and I was happy to. He had devoted his career to helping others, and I felt like he deserved someone who would love him completely and spoil him with affection. And I did, every day we were together. Now, I just don't know what to feel. My relentless, crushing grief turned into nothingness and occasional anger. I do miss him, but I kind of despise him for lying to me so easily and cheating. I have no one to talk to about any of this. He was well loved, and his family deserves to see him now as the wonderful man he was. I'm just so heartbroken that I wasn't enough to make him happy. I thought we had an amazing relationship, and I wish I could go back to believing that was true. But it's not, and I have to live with that for the rest of my life. If you are married and have cheated and you still love and respect your spouse, please, for the love of God, come clean to them. Let the chips fall where they may. But don't think you're doing anyone a favor taking your secret to the grave. The truth comes out eventually, and it will be torture for your mate to find out after you're gone. Don't do that to someone you love.